It is a great privilege of honor, accountability, of integrity, of my service excellence by obeying the international global world eternity of spirituality and immortality of all the multi-universal native nations of many nations in one nation of the humanity of humankind, human dignity, human respect, human self immortality, and human self discipline, respect to the soul, heart, mind, body, and spirit that unites us to be one in the name of the all for one and one for all in the 21st millennium journey of the purpose of all the entire mentioned empire of companies innovated by Mr. Cesar Brian Macaluza with the international worldwide coming book known as the Third Testament, Chronicles of Immortality, Passion to Ultimate, to be the service provider, product designs, next ancient future, present generations of this generation, which is a generation of innovations that are entrepreneurial to develop this unique multi-universal world, multi-universal globe, multi-universal planetary planet in the name of sharing the global planetary global world of its international eternity inheritance, immortality inheritance, and endurance inheritance that began even before the first creations of any kind of multi-native racial nation, boom, boom, bang theories of their nativity in the multi-outer universe of all the galleries, cosmos, of the zodiac, planets, and moons, even of all the stars, and the journey to the black hole, and the inheritance of their originality from the outer space of the outer universe, beyond and through the infinity of the chronicles of the creations of this generation, which has managed to multiply and grow to travel the odysseys of the valley of the path into many dimensional dimensions through the journeys of their own respect, dignity, acknowledgement, accomplishments of universal university, basic, foundation, primary, secondary, higher, further, advanced, and university universal creations of all departments of faculties of educations in their curriculums that are so uniquely different in any kind of development, but yet in this generation of time of the third revolution, creating unprecedented wealth and happiness for everyone in the new millennium. Who might say what millennium it is now? in eternity and in immortality in the world and the universe, through and beyond and any infinity and beyond any cosmos, zodiac infinity, in immortality, in the universe of the untold, universe of the undiscovered, of the unborn, of the uncreated, of the unrealized. Therefore, that is the question of style, of the eternity growth of the Third Testament, called the Chronicles of Immortality. Author Mr. Cesar Brian Macaluza, inspired by the Trevor Noah, Born a Crime, and other stories through the Spirit of the Smack and the Collins Illustrated Cyclopedia of Famous People, together in one unity in the art of systems thinking, essential skills for creativity and problem solving beyond the stars of the multi-outer universe, adventurous odysseys, where we each and every time we wake up, in whether in the morning or whether in the sense of time, you can begin again, but to ensure that you become that leader you were always been when you chose what is this time of life to be introduced in this world of planet Earth, but governed by the sins created by God Himself and the sins created by His Son that we live in by Jesus Christ. Because Jesus Christ said that what He died for our sins even before we were born, and then He wake up for also our sins. What kind of a revolution time is that? I died today for the sin I committed, maybe, and then for the sins that others committed. And then when I wake up again, get the chance, opportunity to wake up again, I wake up for those sins, meaning that I'm bringing them back into the good news, because that's not the Second Testament most. It is the good news now of international good news. But the First Testament, I believe that it is a first dimensional time for God to test whatever creations of creation that happened in life for the first time. And then for the second time, He says now everything is all right in the good news for everyone. Those are the good news to live by forever. But what about the third time? And then they say it's a strike, you have to fall down. And then the fourth time, what happens here? What test of time? Therefore, there has been many what the global world was that were happening in the origin of time. Even the first boom bang, wherever it happened, in whatever century of time, it was fighting a war, and then it collapsed to create the multi-universal universe, which is the universe of mysterious mysteries that are filled with love, laughter, joy, peace and happiness, honor, trust, loyalty, and fueled with happiness, especially when you are in pursuit of happiness and forgiveness, and also the will of drive to carry on, what to never fear pain and always bring a smile into your soul and heart by developing the global world of the 21st century, in the 21st millennium of the second 1,000 years. That means we only just lived 1,000 years, meaning we only had 1,000 rand to live. You see, only 1,000 years, only 1,000 rand to live for. Now we are only in 2,000 years, meaning 2,000 rand. What about those living in millenniums of many centuries? Then they are enduring what is them preparations of the Fourth Testament, which is the next what book that Mr. Cesar Brian Macaluza was planning to introduce for this generation of our children. Let the children be our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them the beauty that they possess inside. Letter to the letter message to the unborn. And then whenever you live your life as a thug or a gangster, ma, hey wait, what there are apologies of a thug, apologies of a gangster, and then changed man. What the battle what of the dead soldier. What life goes on until what the loyalty what of the DNA is the only one that managed what to bring the mad kid in the mad city what to the poetic justice, so that today we forever and ever enjoy the wheel of fortune of the evolution of the mind of my black, my black, my black. Therefore, all these creations were also empowered by the expert to catch a mackerel, hearing the grasshoppers what jumping, and also by the unity of eternity and immortality and spirituality of the nativeness of the city of Cape Town, District 6, Griqualands, even before their unity of 1652, through the number one 2018 Global World Cup winning song by the Cape Town Crusaders, Jan van Riebeeck. Jan van Riebeeck did it. Van Riebeeck did it. Jan van Riebeeck did it. Saying that when the three ships were busy worried about what the oceans coming down from Europe to the city of Cape Town, they were busy at the temple, what doing their thing that we do most, what every Friday at 1 o'clock, as the multiracial native nations of one eternity, spirituality and immortality of the District 6. Therefore, today it is the 18th of February, where we were celebrating on the 14th of February 2020, what a freaking night of love, joy, peace, and happiness, singing the song called It's Just a Freaky Night on a Freaky Friday, Friday, Friday. I say everybody's dancing, everybody's dancing on a Freaky Friday, Friday, Friday. Oh, everybody's grooving, everybody's grooving on a Freaky Friday, Friday, Friday. So we were dancing to that song again on the 14th of February, celebrating it into the Collins Illustrated Encyclopedia of Famous People. And then the following day, we introduced the nativeness of all natives, of the stake shareholders of the empire of Mr. Cesar Brand Macaluza's creative, innovative businesses. Therefore, today, the 18th of February, we are also celebrating it with the great love of poetic justice, of Shakespearean Sonnet 18, that was introduced way back in September 2019 by a young fella, who was introduced into the big shots. Yes, the big shots of Mr. Steve Harvey show of the big shots. The same day there was a girl who was playing a good melody of orchestra, a young girl from Bosnia or Bonasia, yes, saying that I will love you 1,000 times and I will love you forever 1,000,000,000 more times and I will love you forever 1,000,000,000 more times. With his friend sitting next to him while Steve Harvey was checking out whether she was checking him or he was checking her. But me, I was checking what the great love, what of their eternity, what enduring, what the goodness of the likes of uh, Queen Antoinette Bonaparte. She was my Queen Antoinette Bonaparte when I was looking at her, because I remember my time when I was what a peasant, what always watching what Louis XVI having great fun with Napoleon. Yes, therefore we are celebrating today the 18th sonnet. So it is a great pleasure to introduce the William Shakespeare and also to introduce Ben Okri Spear Okri, and then introducing now Kurubete Nkurwana Kuru Spear, who is Sisa Brian Makaluza, the psychomaniac Gemini Nedish lunatic philosopher, but the son of the good spirit, known as the silent prophet. Yes. Therefore, right now, this introduction is to ensure that we are just introducing what the book called The Chronicles of Immortality, as we are living in a chronicle world right now of the city of Cape Town celebrating 205 years of independence as the Griqualand district, and now introducing their own inheritance what of the evolution of education. Remember what the song called it's a new world order, a brand new day. For the human race, it's a new world order and a brand new day. So those are the good love melodies of songs that kept the dream alive of our eternity and spirituality and immortality as the natives of the African continent that managed to travel all the global continental continents through slavery, ship, such as the motion picture of Amistad. Therefore, right now, we can't carry on and bring that sorrow, but we are giving it one more day, that saying that we are just ordinary people, even if we have managed to unite in eternity, spirituality, and in immortality, and introduce the new world order that we will introduce just a short while in the next video media presentation. Therefore, this one is directed straight to all the financial department ministries of the Western Cape government, Western Cape government, and the Western Cape Department of the Premier Government, and the City of Cape Town government, and the Mayoral Executive Committee government in their financial ministries of ministers and economic opportunities departments, but for their trust, what of in all the investments of all the tourism of the international global world that managed to create since 1652 world trade. What that happened in the 1652 Dutch East and Indian Company Full Trackers movement, as from saying from Cape to Cairo, via Madagascar to Morocco, Rhodesia to Cameroon, and then Mozambique to Zimbabwe, Zaire to Kenya, and then saying really what into Robert Mugabe. What I'll never say farewell, because what it's a new world order. We did it, brother. Thanks for the love you gave to me. I honor the greatness in you. Therefore, now let's continue. The New World Order, what company founded by Mr. Cesar Brian Macaluza, he says that you first have a 10 cents or a shilling, and then you have a 1 rand, which is a $1, or else a £1, and then you have a £10 or a $10, and then you have a 100 one, and then you have 1,000, and then from 1,000 you have a $10,000 or a £10,000 or a 10,000 rand, and then you will continue to have 100,000. Then from 100,000 you will have a 1 million, and then from a 1 million you will have a 10 million. From a 10 million you will have 100 million, whether it's a dollar or a pound or a rand. And then from that, we don't care as the natives out of the city of Cape Town, and as the natives of the Griqualand District 6, and as the natives of the whatever eternity or spirituality or immortality. Right? Because the evolution of time is the right one to be creating and introducing just a short of this new world order. And then you will have 100 million. From 100 million, how much do you have, Yengogo? Whether you are in having a 100 million dollar, or 100 million pound, or 100 million euro, or this one. Or 100 euro rupee, or 100 million peso, or 100 million metical, or 100 million Namibian dollar, or 100 million euro, or 100 million New Zealand dollar, or 100 million naira. But with the creations of Mr. Cesar Brian Macaluza, he managed to invent, discover, and create, develop, establish a further one by solving for X. He's the only guy who managed to solve for X in the entire history of all creations. Remember, Yengugu, from 100 million naira, he managed to invent a 100 million naira, and then a 100 million naira, and then a 10,000 million naira. From a 10,000 million naira, a 100,000 million naira. And then from a 100,000 million naira, his mind is always bubbling and bubbling and bubbling when we are censoring his mind through eternity, spirituality, and immortality. Because he doesn't want to first give out all the information about the new world order, because in eternity we are still enduring this ancient time of discoveries of this 21st millennium, while the Republic of South Africa, no, the government of South Africa is spreading and taking all the wealth of the united world into corruption and into manipulation. But the eternity of all of us as the united native nations of one religious religions of the all for one and one for all ways of our fathers, we carry on. 100,000 million nairas, and then you can have a 100,000 million nairas, a 100,000 billion nairas, 100,000 trillion nairas. You understand? From there, you can also have, I will leave you with this last one, a 100 thousand trillion billion million nairas. You see that combination? What? 100,000 trillion billion million 100,000 million nairas. Do you understand that? What? It's like a self-raising flower. What? Or what? Yo, it's like just a self-raising flower, which reminds me of I'm in love with the cocoa. I'm a summer with my Lulu. What? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Macy's back. And I remember what the ones that said I smell like $1 million. But in all of it all, what The Wheel of Fortune by Busta Rhymes and featuring Akon in the one saying I am a champion, and then in the 38th, and always remember never to interrupt with the global world what intelligence in terms of financial digits. Remember, 100,000 trillion billion million 100,000 trillion million billion nairas. Now, okay, I'm leaving that one all into the 2020 June. Viva Technology, Global Worldwide Business World Expo Conference Summit of 2020 for everyone who will be invited, and only it's Viva Technology 2019 1,900 investors, as I collaborated this introduction in the respect of my online ecosystem such as the Mozilla developers, Forbes Investing, a Fast Company, and also the others that I will introduce in the next video media presentation. As this financial first statement introduced by Mr. Sister Brian Macaluza is a closing ceremony of all the presentations made from today, morning of the 18th of February 2020, celebrating the Sonnet 18 of the Big Shots that was introduced on the Big Shot September Day time. Now we are closing with this song from Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Criminal behavior, a psychological approach. I believe that Mr. Zek, the founder of Facebook, is listening.
Everything you do, it's so wonderful. There is a love is blind, but I can see it in your eyes. Oh, can you do? Oh, my little master, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my little master, of your no do, my love, oh, baby, you know you're just a blessing.
Sending great love to Trevor Noah, the Bitcoin King, and to JT Fox, the Bitcoin King, and Sister Brian Macaluza, the Bitcoin King. And the Griqualand, 1815, 2015, Griqualand, District 6, Bitcoin.